Me and my wife right now, we're getting into the Naked Guns.
Oh,
They were
nice.
they were funny. Leslie
Yeah.
Nielsen, classic '80s comedy.
I love when they're walking out of the movie theater laughing. He's on that date sequence. He's falling in love, and they walk out of the movie laughing. Then you pull back and you see that they're walking out of Platoon. They just had to. Maybe it was Apocalypse Now, but it was some horrific war movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Bri, I gotta ask you. We ask Dom all the time. What do you prefer, like theaters or clubs? What's more your element?
Mm.
I have such fond feelings for comedy clubs because it was such a big part of my career. But it's hard to beat the focus that you get in a theater. I mean, everybody is sitting in a seat facing you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can get more subtle. You can do some stuff that people have to think a little bit to fill in the blanks. Comedy clubs, as fun as they are, it's a little more circus like, you know, blenders in the back, people talking at the front table.
Yep.
I remember one of the last times I performed in a comedy club, you know, and I knew like I had theaters booked. I'm like, wow, I'm making a little transition. You know, am I going to miss this? Am I going to miss these comedy clubs? And they served a cheeseburger to this big heavy set guy sitting at the front table. And he had been looking at me, laughing, enjoying the show. And then the cheeseburger hit in front of him. And the cheeseburger immediately became the headliner. Like he looked at this cheeseburger like, oh my gosh, he didn't know I was on stage for the next 5 minutes. He just like, he was biting out of this cheeseburger, his eyes rolling in the back of his head, you know, just having the time of his life. And I'm just doing comedy over him while he's enjoying his new show. And then he finally finished his cheeseburger and slid the plate and then looked back at me like, all right, back to you. And I remember thinking, let me get into theaters.
Yeah.
That's when I stopped doing auditions. It's when I came back from Montreal. You know, it was a big deal in Montreal. Big deal. Get back and I'm auditioning, and she's reading the sports page and eating at the same time. And she didn't even look at me. And she goes, thank you. I said, why did you have me here? Did I make you hungry or what's the...
Oh
no, but I mean, she started laughing. I said, well, you know, I got so many guys to see. And she said, you're just going in different directions. I said, I know. I'm going this way and you're going this way.
We're going in these different directions.
I couldn't
that was the last one you did, Dom? The last audition?
Once I stopped doing auditions, I got more stuff than I ever got. Because they just think this is it. I'm not from the not God for other movies. This is it.
They're humbling, man. Humiliating. I did one.
Yeah, humiliating is probably what they are. Yeah,
they can be. A lot of times, these casting people, not all of them,
right,
but some of them, you know, maybe are frustrated actors themselves, and
they were
definitely picked on, and so they want to like.
They're in the industry and something else. Yeah,
this is their way to, you know, step down on somebody else. So it was a commercial audition for some product where you had to hold a pan. It was some spray that you would put in a pan while you're cooking, and it would keep stuff from sticking. So they give you a pan, and they had like 3 brown pieces of paper in the pan, and they're supposed to represent pancakes, and they're all 1 piece of tape on each brown circle. So the whole audition was you're supposed to just turn the pan, and these 3 brown things were supposed to like sag down, and you were supposed to react, a visual reaction. That's the whole audition. So I'm holding the pan, and I go, okay, go when you're ready. And I look down, and I see one of the pieces of tape has come up, so it's not stuck to the pan. So if I go like this, it's going to fall. They don't want that, right? So I stick my finger into the pan, you know, to put the tape down. And the woman goes, cut. And I'm like, what did I do? She goes, why would you touch a hot pan? And I went, it's not a hot pan. She goes, as far as we know, it's a hot pan. During the commercial, this is supposed to be a hot pan. So why would you touch a hot pan? I wanted to hit her over the head.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, I'm like, well, the tape came up, and she's like, well, why don't you announce that before you stick your finger in the pan? And I'm like, it was one of those experiences like you, Dom. I'm like, I need this, like I need a hole in the head.
Yeah.
Yelled at. Being yelled at.